Yeah. This your boy T Nasty over here at Sussaholic. We got another dope video for y'all. It's 20 greatest finishers of all time by Wrestle Talk. Now, I have my favorites. I'm a big fan of the cutters. The diamond cutter, the RKO. I mean, if you want to call the stunner cutter, that's another one I like. The 3D by the Dudley Boys. One of my all-time favorite tag team finishers. But I'm gonna see if they get it right. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and click that notification bell for more Sussaholic reactions. And I got some IRL stuff for y'all too. I'm very excited about that. Coming soon to the channel, bro. Stay tuned. But let's get to this reaction.
Wrestling's the worst part about wrestling. If you're really honest with yourself, you only watch professional wrestling for 3 reasons.
Hey, shout out
Video
Wrestle Talk.
packages before the match,
They do
the
great
entrances,
stuff.
and the finishes. Everything in the middle is filler, Ernest Miller. And while I'm 70% sure I'm joking, I have to admit that when I first started watching wrestling back in the Attitude Era, the finishes were the main attraction for me. Leviathans of Ham, hitting world-ending moves, sometimes from out of nowhere, sometimes with
The Attitude Era, bro,
sometimes hitting their
was the
opponent's
best.
finishes on their opponent. What a time to be alive. It never got
I don't know
old,
what the fuck they
and
got going on
always
now.
follows a finisher was and remains a hugely addictive part of wrestling.
Now, I don't know what the fuck they got going on now because the Attitude Era was by far their money maker, bro. Like, regular Raws used to be sold out. The crowds used to be into it, bro. It used to be awesome. Like, they don't have to pipe in fucking crowd reactions and shit. They do a lot of that shit now, bro. Like, you can actually see the crowd not even fucking saying nothing. But back then, the reaction was fucking genuine and real, bro. But I don't know what it is, man. I think they just need to fire some of these writers, bro, and go back to where it was. I mean, you don't necessarily have to fucking cuss and all this other shit. But they need to go back to that format, bro, because it ain't working. It just seems like they have, like, certain superstars that's always on top. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, they mid-card sucks, bro. Like, back in the WCW days, that mid-card was more entertaining than the main event. And the mid-card just seems like so whack. Like, a lot of great talents are fucking gone now. Like Cesaro, and you had your fucking you Daniel Bryansons and your fucking Adam Coles, and like all this great talent they just pushing away, bro, and they're not, because they ain't using correctly, bro. I mean, some instances I understand, but like it's the way you should lose Bray Wyatt. Hell, who else I'm thinking of right now? I can't think of his name, but the Monster Among Men. Well, I don't know why I can't remember his fucking name, but you know who I'm talking about. Like, he wasn't a great wrestler or a great talker, but he was a big guy. He good shape too, man. But I don't know, man. The current product, man, I'm kind of upset with, because it's Brock Lesnar or else. You know what I'm saying? Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. Like, that's the, and they held the belts for a long ass time this year. But enough of that. Let's get to this reaction, bro. I'm sorry. I had to go on my little tangent right quick. Because the current product sucks.
Fandom, celebrating the moves that make the crowd come unglued. Here are the 20 greatest.
Last pause. Ricochet, for instance. I watched Ricochet in the Indies, bro. He put on hella fire matches, bro. And he's just a jobber. I guess because he sells fucking great. I don't know. He sells really good, and now they got him jobbing out. It's fucking stupid, bro.
Finishers in wrestling history. Number 20, the bank statement. Ah yes, submission finishes, the choice of the wrestling connoisseur.
The bank
Some
statement?
submissions look like they don't hurt at all. Cough, STF,
I guess
cough.
that's
But the
a good
bank
20.
statement looks like a spine ender every time. The hands locked.
Yeah, when they
across the
sell it.
face makes us feel the pain at home right in our
But
noses.
when
And
they
the
don't
torque
sell it, it
banks
looks
can
like
get on
shit.
The back is truly
See,
nightmarish
that's a good
at
sell right
times,
there.
especially against Charlotte. Look at that. It's a
Yes,
simple
sir.
crossface, but sometimes simple is best. Number 19, the double moonsault. And sometimes stupid, complicated, stupid is okay
Fucking
too.
Ricochet.
Step right up, the patron saint of silly wrestling. It's Ricochet, who never met a move he couldn't add one more rotation to. The double moonsault is absolutely spectacular, but it ranks a little low for a few reasons. One, it's bloody dangerous. And two, because it's so dangerous, the person on the top rope often takes ages psyching themselves up before they hit it, which can break immersion. But that being said, look at it, so pretty.
It's
Number
still
18,
pretty.
the big boot. More specifically, tests Big Boot. For too long
big
now, the
fucking
move has
boot?
simply been a counter to an Irish whip. Charlotte does a fairly good one. Rhea Ripley does an even better one, but no one in wrestling
Whoa,
had a
whoa,
big
whoa, I
boot-like
disagree.
test. It was like getting jousted to death. They should have protected the hell out of that move and used it to make him a huge star.
That wasn't his
It's like a
finisher though,
shotgun blast
right?
and a cannonball to the face all in one. Number 17, the 630. Hello again, Ricochet. Aren't you silly? The one and only looks at your
And they ain't pushing this man. And this bitch twice.
450 splashes and then farts in their general direction. Although the move has been made a lot more famous by Prince Ricochet, Puma Ricochet, the move was actually innovated by Jack Evans, who actually, looking at both side by side, hits it a little harder than Ricochet himself. The one and only hits it safer, but looks like he rolls off his opponent with less impact, whereas Jack Evans, splat. Number 16, Black Mass. Some strike finishes are absolutely shite. Well,
Ass.
it's the big show, but some are damned iconic, from Ox Baker's infamous heart.
I know I said I won't pause much, but the WMD was ass. Because, like, he's just throwing a weak-ass punch. It didn't look realistic. On top of, you should be able to punch a motherfucker anytime and point in a match. So why not throw, like, 2 or 3 WMDs, you know what I mean? I thought that was just so silly. I hated that they did that to him.
Punch to Kenji Muto's Shining Wizard, to Nakamura's Bombardier or Kinshasa if you're basic. These were all long listed, but beating them all is Black Mass. It's an out of nowhere finisher up there with the best, and God, when
I
Aleister
didn't
Black hits it,
care for
flush,
this
you can
finisher,
see
bro.
someone's
Just me.
soul leave their body. Few finishers are more of a convincing knockout blow.
I like the way
You
they
can
sold
even
it.
2 people with just one because he's a daddy.
And he
Number
did throw it
15,
pretty
the
good, but I
figure
didn't like
four
it.
leg lock. Again, do you want to seem like a discerning wrestling fan? Slide those glasses up your nose and say, well, actually,
15, that's so
submission finisher
disrespectful.
requires a lot more skill. The figure 4 is one of those skilled submission finishes, and it's one of the most iconic moves of all time, being the move by the man in the NWA
These
during
next
the
fucking
80s.
14
Ric
better be
Flair
fucking
passed it
tough,
to
bro.
his daughter, who actually managed to improve it with the figure 8, and then Ric Flair
She
passed
did
to
improve
The
it. It
Miz,
looked like
who
shit.
perfected it, winky face. But no matter who uses it, it will always be greeted with woos, because like Rick himself, it's a wrestling artifact. Number 14,
Go.
the Frog Splash, the greatest aerial finisher of all time, RIP my mentions. It's not just because it was the finisher of Eddie Guerrero, one of the all-time greats. One of the move's strengths is how
RVD.
different wrestlers bring different things to it.
I like the
When
Eddie
Guerrero
Zone better.
hits it, it has a huge amount of
Like
impact.
shit when Kevin do it.
RVD hits it, you marveled at the distance he could travel. With Montez Ford, you look at the height he achieves. With Eddie, you get his fluid, perfect form. It's a beloved move.
Eddie's,
for a
man,
damn
that
good reason.
Eddie fucking
Number
frog. I
13,
used to love
the
that.
Sharpshooter, the most over move in Canadian history. Bret Hart's use
Over
of
the figure
sharpshooter
four?
is so iconic that every time WWE ventures to the Great White
It's
North,
cool.
someone has to use it. It's the law. A deadly maneuver that targets
Swap
legs
the
and
sharpshooter at
back.
15.
Sharpshooter
Put it at
won not only
15.
Bret
There's
Hart
no way in
countless
hell.
matches. Sting used
That's
it to
better than a
great
figure
ovation
four.
with Scorpion Deathlock. Natalia still
Bro.
puts people away with it.
Even the fucking how he fucking starts the fucking figure 4 is like more entertaining than the way he strap on a fucking sharpshooter. My boy fucking grab that leg. Woo! Woo! Spin around, drop and fucking put that shit on your ass, bro. The sharpshooter is fucking. It's like a different way to put on the Boston Crab to me, bro.
And Shawn Michaels has a version that was so powerful it once ended a match without the opponent even submitting. Winky face. Number 12, the Spear. One of the most ubiquitous finishes in the industry. Edge and Christian both used a spear for a time and it was fine. Then you got the best of all time gold.
Yeah, Edge
used it as a
spear
sort of
look like
first
shit,
half
bro.
of a
It's
two-part
unbelievable because-
finisher. Bobby Lashley, who does a whimsical little forward roll with it. Roman Reigns.
I hate pausing it, but Edge Spear was shit, right? Because one, it's not believable because Edge was a fucking skinny dude. It's not like how his big dudes look, but it's more believable when I see Bobby Lashley and fucking Goldberg doing it, not Edge.
Who does a bloody great one. I don't even want to hear any discussion about that.
He
And
does
a
do a great
personal
one, too.
favorite, Rhino's
Rhino
Wolf.
used to kill
Finally making
motherfuckers,
a
bro.
100% full dead. Number 11, the Lion Tamer, the greatest submission finisher of all time, and I am not talking about the Walls of Jericho. That is a Boston Crab, and it is fine. The Lion
Exactly.
Tamer
The
is
Lion
Walls of
Tamer,
Jericho's
I'm mad that he stopped
death
using that, bro.
variant, and whenever it makes a surprise appearance, it's like Christmas, but for next. If the
I'm
move
mad
has a
he-
shortcoming, it's that Jericho
I'm
can only
mad he
knock
stopped
it.
using that, bro.
You're
That
actually
look,
able
it
to
looks so much better than the walls, bro.
these days, you'd be hard pressed to find a move that's more convincing as a submission finisher. In
Yes,
the
sir.
entirety of wrestling. You look at that.
Yes, sir.
Horrible. Number 10, the Doomsday Device. There aren't too many tag finishes on this list because honestly, we'd be here all day. But how do you leave the LOD/Road Warriors Doomsday Device off the list? Answer, you don't, or they'll find
I don't know about
the
that
delight
one, bro.
of the fandom and the terror of the enhancement tab
Over the
industry.
figure four?
The Doomsday Device saw many
The Frog
segments
Splash?
flipped arse over tit for our
I can't give y'all
pleasure,
this
and I
one.
can imagine fewer situations I'd least
This
like
wouldn't
to
even-
be
this
in
wouldn't
than
even make my
animal
top 20.
shoulders with Hawks smiling at me from the top rope, except maybe in a Steinerizer. That would also be a terrible time. Number 9, the Lariat. Now hang on, I know what you're thinking. A clothesline, one of the 10 greatest finishes of all
JBL,
time.
baby.
Yes, and I have 4
The
key
clothesline from
pieces of
hell.
evidence. Exhibit
Hey,
A,
JBL used to take
Western
motherfuckers'
Lariat,
heads
a
off.
cowboy taking your head off your shoulders. Exhibit B, the Buckshot Lariat, which is a cowboy taking your head off your shoulders with theatrics. Exhibit C, the clothesline from hell.
That clothesline from
which is
hell.
business and burying you in a shallow
Hey, my boy used to-
and Exhibit D, the
Hey,
Red
JBL used to
Ranger,
fucking take their
clothesline
heads
from
off, bro.
Kazuchika Okada into an international megastar. Clotheslines, wrestling silent killer. Number 8,
Yes,
the
sir.
elevated powerbomb.
I love
Powerbombs
JBL
can
shit
be
though,
deadly.
bro.
They'll jangle your
The clothesline
spine
from
with a
hell.
bonus whiplash cherry as a garnish. Elevated power bombs are when a wrestler gets their opponents up, thinks in for a penny, in for a pound, then raises them up a bit more before bringing them down for max damage. They're things of beauty, and for example, see the Razor's Edge, one of the most protected finishes of all time, Taker's Last Ride, which looks like it sent Triple H to meet his Jesus, and of course, the Spirit Bomb, the sexiest move from wrestling's sexiest man. Number 7, the Tombstone Pile Driver. This move would bloody kill you if Taker actually hit it, compress your neck, and leave your spine looking like a shaken packet of Pringles, you know. Like
I love the
Scott
Tombstone, but it just didn't-
accidentally took one at
Ugh.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, I remember that.
97. As such, it's also one of the fakest moves in wrestling. No one even slightly believes Undertaker is hitting the move or that Kane is hitting the
It
move.
only works
or
with people with
Young
long
Bucks
hair, bro.
Or Okada, but also absolutely no one cares because it's over and it will never not be over. It's acted as the punctuation mark to some of the most iconic WrestleMania matches.
Like, yeah,
of
long
all
hair, you
time,
can
and
almost
cemented
believe
its
it,
place in history.
but when they
Number
don't have
6,
it,
the
you
F5.
just see
And
it not
now,
hitting the ground.
some very believable violence. The F5 is the world's sweatiest mountain, putting you on his shoulders and
I love
throwing
that-
you at
I
the
love that
ground
move right
in
there.
your tiny face. Like Brock himself, the move came out of nowhere and instantly rocketed to the top of the industry, feeling like it had been here the whole
It
time.
just like,
Savage, powerful, dominating, and would be higher on the list if the F5 wasn't also indirectly responsible for.
It just seemed like he created that move and it fucking just worked. You know what I mean?
All time, except maybe the leg drop or the people's elbow. God, my mention.
The Rock.
Number
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock. A rock.
5, the One-Winged Angel. Kenny Omega likes video games. I'm not sure if that was clear from the fact he named his finisher after the villain from Final Fantasy VII. Anyway, yes, giant nerd Kenny Omega has one of the most protected moves in wrestling. Literally, one of the greatest feuds.
I had to pause it. Listen, you have your goats out there, right? You have your Rocks. You have your Stone Cold Steve Austins. You have your Hulk Hogan's. You have your Undertakers, your Shawn Michaels, and your Ric Flairs, and your John Cena's. If I had to put someone in that GOAT category, like the greatest wrestler of all time, he's not a great talker, but like the greatest wrestler of all time, it will be Kenny Omega. The little I've seen from Kenny Omega, dog, he puts on a fucking show, bro. Like it, oh my god, like his in-ring shit is like beautiful to
in
watch.
pro wrestling history was built around the move and how if he hit it, it's game over. It's like the perfect plex on steroids. Both are slams that catch their opponent in an instant pinning situation, but while Mr. Perfect suplexes them, Omega nails them with a driver spike.
He can't talk for shit, but he can damn sure wrestle, bro.
Swing. Number 4, the Burning Hammer. If you want to talk mega death moves that only a few people can take without an instant murder investigation afterwards, fewer moves are as infamous as the Burning Hammer.
Yeah,
It's
that
a
bitch is
reverse
nasty.
Death Valley driver emphasis on the death, innovated by Kenta
I don't
Kobashi.
I don't think they can use it in the
WWE
WWE.
before dropping you on your bean. It was simply unkick-outable until Brian Kendrick hit one on Cody.
I think
Rhodes.
they use. I think they let
Marking out
Brian
for a
Kendrick
bad
use it,
finish suddenly
but
being seen in WWE,
Brian Kendrick is
or
like
raging that
a
someone
professional, bro.
down
He's like
something.
a good
Number
wrestler.
3, the cutter.
So I know he can do the
Can't
same.
make me choose between the RKO and the Diamond Cutter. You just can't make me. It's the second greatest surprise
the
finisher
RKO
in
is
the
nasty.
world, and no matter how much of a Goldberg you are, you can still eat canvas at a moment's notice. The unpredictability and tension created by the move being able to strike suddenly and on anyone
I
has
love
been
the
the
RKO, dog.
foundation
Like, the
of
RKO
Randy
is probably, like,
Orton's character
my
for almost
favorite.
his entire career. The move deserves a Hall of Fame spot all of its own. Also, a special
I said it earlier in the video, but like the RKO has to be by far my favorite finisher. Not just cutter, but my favorite finisher, bro. Dude, like I get pissed off I got pissed off when he switched to that fucking kicking bitches in the head shit, bro. That punt kick. I got mad when he started using that, bro, because I enjoyed the fluidness and the way the fucking RKO looked. I just love everything about the RKO. And they even made it a meme and just even elevated it even more, bro. I just love RKO, man. I love the way he set it up and everything. Like Randy Orton, like he's not the best talker, but he's one of my favorites too. Like I put him up there, right? Like even with some of the greats, I put Randy Orton up there. I mean,
shout out to the greatest tag team finisher of all time, the elevated cutter, also
the
known
3D.
as the 3D.
I used
Number
to love
2,
that one too, bro.
the
That was-
stunner. Has any move ever produced a bigger pop than a well-timed stunner? Genuinely, if Austin ever appeared on WWE TV and at no point did he hit someone with a stunner, that would be regarded as an instant.
All right. Last hour pause it. But tell me, am I wrong for this? The stunner should have been retired with Stone Cold. I don't appreciate fucking John Cena redoing it, and I damn sure don't appreciate Kevin Owens using it. The stunner is sacred. You know how like the great basketball players, whenever they play for a team for a while, they get they jersey retired and shit. They should have retired the stunner. Like no bullshit, bro. Steve Austin is to me is the GOAT, like far as like in-ring ability and fucking mic skill and shit. And the way he did for the business. I know Hulk did a lot for the business and shit. Like Hulk did a lot for the business. But Stone Cold made it cool for regular motherfuckers that don't watch wrestling and shit. He made it entertaining. He changed it, I think. Like he didn't have the impact like how Hulk did. But he was a better talker than Hulk. Oh, eat your vitamins and let me tell you something, brother. Like, no, Stone Cold had him on the mic, and Stone Cold had him in the in-ring ability. Because what fucking Hulk had? Threw a couple punches, got his ass beat throughout the match. Then he hulks up, punch, body slam, hit the ropes, leg drop. That's it. Austin he's my GOAT.
Heel turn. It's so perfectly designed for a pop as well. The kick to the gut lasts just long enough to get you excited before the stunner brings you out of your seat. Whether or not it's
I got him over
coolest
Kenny
finisher
Omega
of
just
all
because
time or
he
just performed
talks
by the
and
coolest
he did a
wrestler
lot
of
for the
all time
business.
is a debate you can have, but ultimately, does it matter? It's just
Kenny was
cool, and it's actually
like the
without
best
shout out
in-ring
to the
performer.
Eclipse, Ember Moon's top rope stunner, which is also utterly rad. And number 1, sweet chin music. If you thought the stunner should
Really?
be here, okay, fair enough. If you also think the super kick has been diluted by being a signature move for Dolph Ziggler, the Young Bucks, and many more, then I understand that too. But also, no, it's the coolest finisher of all time. It's brutal, surprising, can be hit on anyone, guarantees a monster pop, has a great lead in if Michaels decides to tune up the band. It's completely convincing as a match finisher. It is just the best.
I don't know wrestle talk. Y'all kind of pissed me off with this one. Sweet chin music number 1. Fuck no, bro. I have to do my own top 20. It'll look a lot different than this one. Like, the Famouser was a good one. The Famouser was a good one. You forgot about the rock bottom and the people's elbow. I don't know about that one, but I don't even watch no more. It's the end of the video. Done with the reaction. It's your boy T Nasty. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And